When Jeff Bezos and his wife Mackenzie announced their divorce, they said they made the decision after a trial separation. Now the spotlight is on a new woman who is reportedly in the picture.
The world's richest man not on the market for long. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos is now in a relationship with former news anchor Sanchez, according to multiple reports, including People, which cites sources. The pair was spotted on Sunday at Amazon's Golden Globes party.
I'm Sanchez.
The 49-year-old is the former host of Good Day LA.
We are not done with these stars yet.
Sanchez also appeared on Extra and The View, and later became a helicopter pilot, launching her own production company that worked with Bezos' rocket company, Blue Origin.
You have it, a beautiful liftoff.
Reps for Bezos and Sanchez have not confirmed their relationship to NBC News. Sanchez reportedly split from her husband, one of Hollywood's most powerful talent agents.
They seem like they had this fairy tale life, and it's really unclear what exactly happened.
The couple posed with Bezos in 2016, but more recently, according to People, it's Sanchez and Bezos who've been spending time together.
She actually introduced him to some of her girlfriends, and people started raising an eyebrow at how much time they were spending together.
Right here, please.
News of their relationship came just hours after Jeff and his wife Mackenzie announced they were ending their 25-year marriage. Now an estimated $137 billion fortune is on the table, and with no word of a prenup agreement, their home state of Washington says everything they have can be split 50-50, setting it up to top the list of most expensive divorces ever. Actor Mel Gibson settled for $425 million. Las Vegas casino mogul Steve Wynn parted with $741 million. Media tycoon Rupert Murdoch handed over $1.7 billion. The head of Amazon could be out as much as $68 billion. The thing is, most of his money is tied up in Amazon stock, according to CNBC, possibly putting Jeff's position as largest shareholder of the company in jeopardy.
He's got a lot of high-paid attorneys and accountants trying to figure out how do you give something away but still effectively keep it.
In a possible effort to quiet shareholder concerns, Amazon says that Jeff remains focused on and engaged in all aspects of the company. If his shares split in half, Mackenzie could become, along with her soon-to-be ex-husband, the largest shareholder in Amazon. Guys?
So, Joe, this 50-50 split, how likely is that?
Well, experts suggest it's probably not going to happen, that it's more likely she'll receive a lesser amount, still in the billions, something that allows Jeff to keep his control over the company.